What's up, guys? It's Josh from Blackout Tinting, and I'm not at Blackout today. I'm actually at home, and there's the GT4. I'm going to show you something in the garage today. So this is my 1985 and a half Porsche 944. When I got the GT4 and posted it, a lot of people were congratulating me on joining the Porsche family, which was awesome, and I appreciate it, but I've been a Porsche guy since before I could drive. So I grew up with 911s, air-cooled 911s in the garage. My dad would buy them, fix them up, resell them, and there were many of them throughout the years growing up. And my first car happened to be something very similar to this. It was a 924S, which is basically a Porsche 944 drivetrain with a 924 body. They only made it for, I think, 2 years. I think it was 87 and 88. So yeah, anyhow, this is my non-turbo 1985 and a half 944. I've also got two 944 turbo cars. One of them is sort of a track car build that I still haven't finished. The other one is a car I got when I was 19. I've kept it pretty much original. It's in great shape, 60,000 original miles. So anyhow, the reason I'm showing you this is I just want to introduce this car to the channel, and we are going to be doing something on it, something simple today. So the 944 was made for a couple of generations starting in the early 80s, and this one has a 2.5 liter. This is the 85 and a half, so this is the second generation version, which basically just means there's some things with the engine and suspension that changed a little bit, and the interior is the upgraded, or I guess newer style interior. 924S I used to have had the older style interior, which is pretty cool looking. So this car, I did a couple things to it. I just want to show you what I've done so far. I bought this thing for $2,000 a few years ago, and since then I haven't had to do really much maintenance until recently. I vinyl wrapped the car. I did some body work on it. The panels on this car were in mostly good shape, but they did need some body work, so went ahead and did that and then vinyl wrapped the car. I used to have it orange and now it is red. As you can see, that's an Avery metallic red color. And this car is designed to just be a really good driver. My goal for this is to make it the ultimate daily driver. So I'm trying my best to make it as reliable as possible and also to modernize the car a little bit. So on the floor here, you can see an exhaust system. This is the factory exhaust that came off of the car. And the reason it's on the floor is because it broke. These bolts at one point snapped off and I had to replace that system. Also, over here you can see a box of old rusty brake calipers, and those also came off of this car. I replaced those with new, old, I guess, original brakes. We were doing a lot of preparation for the cross-country road trip. If you haven't seen those videos yet, check those out. But this car was the one that was supposed to go with me on that road trip. I'm actually kind of glad it didn't, because the Hellcat ended up being one of the best road trip cars ever. And also, this thing probably would have broken a lot. Probably more than Marshall's Subaru. I did a bunch of preventative maintenance to it in anticipation of going, and that's actually what slowed me down. So I did all new front engine seals on the car. I did timing belt and balance belt, which these cars are interference motors. So if you don't change those and they break, your valves will bend and you're out of luck. You got to put a new head on it, or at least rebuild the head. So I went ahead and did that. That was the first time I'd done it since I'd owned the car. So now I know that all of the service is up to date and the car should be reliable with no oil leaks or anything like that. There will be another video on this car coming soon with new coilovers. So that's exciting. But today, what I want to share with you guys is something a lot simpler than coilovers. A common failure point for these cars, not sure if you can see it with this lighting, but it's basically this visor, this clip breaks. And so we want to go ahead and fix that today. We got something cool though, not just a direct replacement. So this is what the clip looks like. This was probably the original one. It's old, it's brittle, it's snapped. It was just sitting in a parking lot and I came out and the visor was hanging down. But we are going to replace that with something much cooler. So these are from Renbei And these are stainless steel sun visor clips. Comes with the new screws, of course, as well as a new visor clip. They're really nice, they're heavy, they're solid, of course, they're stainless, so they're going to last. And they've got a little spring ball thing in there to hold the visor in. The factory ones don't have anything like that. So I'm excited to get these installed so that we don't have any more floppy visors. So obviously this is going to be a very straightforward install, which is not something that can be said very often when you're talking about fixing old Porsches. Let me get this old visor out of the way. You can see here we've just got 2 Phillips screws, and that's it. I'm gonna go ahead and get started on it. The old one crumbled as soon as I took this screw out into about 1,000,000 pieces, so you can tell they were old and brittle. And there it is, nice click. It's really tight. It looks cool because it's stainless, and I guarantee that one is not going to crumble and fall apart. And that's that, guys. That is probably the simplest upgrade you can possibly do to your 944. Nice and easy to install. No more annoying floppy visors. Everything works perfect. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. If you enjoyed the 944 content, give us a thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe to our channel and let us know what you think.